This sample application demonstrates how you can use Forge to link your design data to other data sources. So here on the left of the screen we have the Forge viewer, which is displaying a Revit model. And over here on the right of the screen we have a table which is actually a view into an online database. Now in this case the online database is showing materials used in the construction of this building and pricing information about those materials. But this could have been any data at all. This could be live IoT data from your IoT platform. It could be scheduling information. It could be RFIs, issues, work orders, facilities management information. Anything at all, any data that is related to the building, as long as you can access that data via web APIs, you can combine it with the actual BIM model in order to create what I call visual reports. So just starting with the viewer, this is the standard Forge viewer. If you've used products like Fusion 360 or BIM 360, you've probably already seen this viewer because Autodesk use it in our own applications, but the viewer is also available for you to create your own web applications based around your design data. So we have the standard functionality you'd expect for a viewer. We obviously have rotate and zoom and pan. But this isn't just geometry and textures. This actually has valuable information about the model as well. So for example, if I open up the model browser, because this is a Revit model, the information about elements in the model is actually displayed as it would be in Revit. So I can actually drill down here into, for example, the doors, right the way down to a very specific instance of a door. And I can click on that instance here and it's highlighted. It takes me right to it in the model and highlights it. If I just zoom out again, of course I can also click on an element in a model and it shows me whereabouts on the model structure that particular component is. And I can also click the properties button here and see all of the properties about that particular model element that have been extracted from Revit. Click on another element and you see similar properties. We can also perform operations. For example, I can measure the model. So if I want to see the distance between this corner over here and this corner over here, I just select a point and it tells me the distance. I can section the model. And this is all free functionality you get once you've loaded a BIM model into the Forge viewer. So I can just section through the model here, or I can explode the model. Just if I want to access the individual components, or I can actually select an element of a model and I can either focus on it, which just zooms me in, or I can actually isolate a component, and when I do that, it actually grays out the rest of the model. There's actually settings for a viewer that determines whether this is grayed out or just disappears, but now I can isolate that particular model component in the context of the rest of the model. And I can go back to showing all the objects again. But then we come to the custom programming part, because I've connected this external data source to this building model. And so what I can do now, for example, I can say, show me all of the concrete in this building. And I click on that and it hides everything except the concrete. Or show me all the glass, the frosted glass in this case, or the glass panes. Or show me all of the wood in the building. Or show me all of the copper. And so this is what we call visual reporting, where you're linking data to the model and you get that huge amount of value from displaying the data over the model. We can take this a step further. Down here what you have is a cost breakdown. So this is actually analyzing the model, and for every model element it knows the material it's made from, it knows the volume of that element, and it obviously knows the price from this external database. So it's combining data from a BIM model with data from the external database in order to create a cost breakdown. And you can see here, if for some reason there's a huge change in the price of concrete, we actually see the model down below is changing. You can see that moving. Take that down to its original price. And that's really the concept of Forge. It's this ability to link data from a model, be it geometry or object properties, to external data. And just one other part of this sample to show you is this visual reporting queue here. I can actually select a property of a model, and in this case I selected actually the level that each element was assigned to in the BIM model, and you see I've color coded this information. If I just hide that selected element there, it's a little bit more obvious. And of course in this case it was from the level. It could be anything. I could have highlighted it as the material which came from the external database. Again, hide this component. So we just have the model here is actually color coded according to its materials. And so that there is the basic premise of the concept of creating a building digital twin. We can use the BIM model as a framework or a platform on which we can overlay any data at all about that model.